record snowpack in the Colorado Rockies, I know that stream and creek levels are going to significantly impact my travel. I have no idea just how much.
Well, I lost my front license plate in the water crossing, and now that I get over here, there is a ton of moose droppings right here and all the way up and down on this side of the river. I am glad my pistol is stoked with tuner grain hard cast.
A couple miles up, I lose the trail where maybe it crosses a river that I'm not too interested in crossing. It's going to be a long time before I see trail again.
Well, I just cut a deer trail, which is going to be the lowest, easiest point to navigate across the top of this rock slide. Happy to see that. It means I'm not crazy being up here. So I ended up following that game trail all the way across the side of the mountain down into this little draw here, where there's a nice seep here where the trail crosses the draw. Because I'm up high and I don't want to be forced to go back down to the river for water, I don't know what the day holds, I'm going to go on ahead and fill all 3 of my canteens, which used sparingly will take me through to tomorrow morning if need be. I ended up down at the river anyway, trying to find easier traveling. It's not really. In fact, I've decided I'm not going to cross this little trail here. Downside risk coming off that slope is just too high. So I'll go backwards again and climb up another ridge and just keep working my way up this valley. Traveling up high again, which I prefer. Come across this kill, or I don't know, I couldn't find the method of injury anywhere, but some of them look pretty new. I'm glad to be bumping along up at this altitude. Playing peekaboo with some mule deer that I kicked up. I've been steadily moving for 6 hours now. My body says it's time to go into camp. And it's also getting to be, heck, it's past bear 30, it's getting to be elk 30 now. I'm down to 1 quart of water. River's a couple hundred, maybe 300 vertical feet below me. Definitely not one to go down there. I have a good view here. I do that. There's a big slope on the offside where I can blast for critters. I don't know. I think for the time being I'm going to just sit here and soak it in. See what comes to me. After figuring out that I was hydrated enough for that quart of water to get me through the morning, I decided to just spend the night here. I've got plenty of slope over here to glass. See if any critters come out. I did already hear a bear cub squalling down by the river, but we'll see. Maybe they'll make their way up this way or up the opposite slope. Nothing too exciting. Muley out grazing. I saw a few up higher as well. I might need to climb higher myself tomorrow. Moving in the heat yesterday beat me up some. I'm glad to be moving this morning while the frost is still on the ground. Might still be some critters about too. Lo and behold, there was water in the draw 200 yards from camp. Time to top off. I don't know if it's getting old or what, but I took to carrying a small tube of Vaseline for the rubber O-rings, to lubricate the rubber O-rings on my water filter here. Create a tight seal so there's not a vacuum in there. And I am needing to get that done today to get better performance out of this thing. It's super important to know your pump well, know how to field service it, know the backflow procedure if that's the way it gets serviced. But man, if you don't have a pump that you know how to field service, you don't have a pump. That's the bottom line. I've had enough of this side hilling and crossing ravines. I've kind of had it in my mind that once I reached the confluence, I was going to climb to the ridge line here and go back out on the ridge line and then drop back down to where my rig is parked. But if I wait until I get over to the confluence, it'll be that much later and that much hotter. This ridge line, based on the map, looks like about as good as any along here to climb up to get to the top ridge. Climbing this much is always a chore, especially with a full pack. I did just let Scott know what my new itinerary was with my InReach Mini, and got confirmation that he knows what I'm doing, so I'm gonna just keep trucking. Views are starting to get pretty good. And looking at the confluence, I'm glad I didn't stick it out until there. Not much to see from down in there. I could get out a map to figure out where I am, but doesn't change the fact that I gotta basically just keep climbing and side hill until I hit the ridge. It's time for a proper meal. I didn't want to spend the water last night on cooking or on digesting food, so I just had snacks. So I'm going to have a cooked meal here. My shirt's drying out over there in the sun. Should go pretty quick, being cotton like it is, lightweight cotton sheeting. That dries quicker than anything else I've found. And I've got an awesome view of the San Juans here to my southwest, so I'm going to just relax and take it in. And I'll make camp further down the ridge line here. I might be short of water, but I'm pretty hydrated now, and I'm not planning on doing much in the way of exertion the rest of today, so I ought to be all right. Done a lot of traveling today already. 1,500 feet of climbing, like 1,000 feet of descent, and I don't know how many miles back down this ridge line. I was all set to spend the night up underneath this pine cone over here, or pine tree over here. Kind of bummed that I hadn't seen any animals or even really any fresh sign. All the elk sign I've seen was dried out, and I was thinking about going back down to the rig and just driving to a higher altitude to kind of get back into where the critters might be this time of year. And then I found 2 ticks crawling on me, so I took that as a sign that I just needed to keep moving. So here I go. So if anything, the water's running lower than when I crossed it before. And I'm in 4 low, so I'm gonna just give her hell. Okay, that was a little bit more flippin' sporting than I was looking for. Alrighty then. This has got a good feel to it. I used to come up this drainage a lot. I haven't been here in years, but it's about time I scouted again. And it looks like it's gonna do me right for tonight. I couldn't find a prettier campsite if I walked to it. And in fact, I did just do a lot of walking and didn't end up at a campsite nearly this nice the whole time.
A couple hours later, my choice to move locations is rewarded with a mama moose and her 2 babies. Mama moose is the single most dangerous animal in North America, and I'm not happy with how close she is. I take great pains not to disturb them. It rained overnight without my knowing it. Breaking camp is as easy as getting in the front seat and driving away. So I'm on the road by 6:30 in the morning. There are dozens of elk grazing in the area that I'm driving through. I stopped to take a look at a couple of them. I'm soon crossing a pass that has been a fixture for me during some very different periods of my life. I reflect on just how much living there is to be had, both hard and easy. As I pass the turnoff to the lake where someday my ashes will be spread, I take comfort in the fact that these mountains will be here long after I'm gone, holding on to dim echoes of the story of my life, along with many others.